There's an extremely easy to use free certificate authority software available out there that you can use to create your own root certificates, intermediate certificates. Now you can sign certificates with that as well. All you need to do is go to Google and type XCA certificate authority. That's it. Search for it. And there you go. This is the official website, which is right here, onset.de. And all you need to do is click on it and go ahead and download it. I want to show it to you right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Okay. Now we go to the download section that you see right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on download. All right. And you get the different versions available right here. You got the XCA290, XCA280, and you got many others as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this download button. Perfect. All right, you can see it's downloaded. I just need to go ahead and double click on it. As soon as you double click on it, it welcomes you to the setup wizard. You need to click on next. Then you need to accept the terms in the license agreement, go through it, and then go ahead and click on next. I'm going to go with complete. And then I'm going to go ahead and say install. That's it. You say yes. It's just going to take a couple more seconds, and that's it. Run XCA now. Go ahead and click on finish. Perfect. Now, before we go ahead and start creating our own root certificates, intermediate certificates, and so on, the first thing you need to do is go to File and click on New Database. Once you click on it, go ahead and give it a name. Let's say, in my case, I'm going to say the network, Viking. Okay, I'm going to say save. And I'm going to give it a password. In the meantime, if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so right now. All right, thank you so much. And I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and ignore this warning right here. And you see the database shows up right here. It wasn't showing up anything before this. So it says database, and this is the database. Now, another thing that I would like to point out is that you can have multiple databases. And right now, this is the active database. So if I go ahead and, for example, create a new database, and I say new database right here, I say TNV01, hit enter to save it, and I give it a password. Okay, perfect. I say okay. I say ignore. Now, right now, this is the active database, which is the new one that I created. Now, I don't want this to be the default database that opens up when I open XCA. I want the default database to be the first database that I created just before this one, right? So what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and set that as a default using this option. But for that, I first need to go ahead and open up that database. I say the password, and I open it up. Right now, I can confirm that, okay, the active database is this one, the network Viking. Now, in order to set it as default, I go to File and say Set as Default Database. That's it. Now, let's proceed to create a template that we can use to go ahead and create our CA root and intermediate certificate. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Templates and then say New Template. Now, here I'm going to select CA and say OK. Now here I'm going to give it an internal name. Let's say the network Viking CA. Give it a country name. I'm going to say India as an IN, and state is going to be Kashmir. Locality is Srinagar. And say the organization name is the network Viking, and the unit is security. Now, because this is a template, we do not need to put in the common name and email address because we're going to be creating different root and intermediate certificates using this template. And we don't want to have the same common name and email address in all those certificates, right? So I'm going to leave these two blank. And then we go to extensions and leave it as it is, and then go ahead and select critical, leave the rest of the options as it is, and then you have Netscape. Don't do anything here. Just go ahead and put in a comment here. Maybe if you want to, it's not a big deal. So I'm going to say the network Viking template. Okay. And then I'm going to advanced, and these are the options that we just figured. And I'm going to say okay right now. Successfully created the XCA template, the network Viking CA. Perfect. I'm going to say okay. Now let's go ahead and use this template to create our root certificate first. So click on Certificates and then click on New Certificate. At the bottom, go ahead and select the template that you just created. In my case, I created the Network Viking CA, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And to make sure that the settings that we configured in the template are actually applied to all these tabs, right now you see that these are blank. So if I go ahead and say Apply All, you'll find that these are populated now with the template that we created, right? Apart from this, make sure that this option is selected as well, because as you know, root certificates are self-signed certificates. So we're going to make sure that we self-sign this root certificate. So we click on subject. Let's give it an internal name. This name is going to pop up right here, with which you can identify your certificate. This is not included in the certificate itself. This is just for you to understand which certificate it is, right? So I'm going to say the Network Viking root, right? So this is the root certificate, and I'm going to say the Network Viking root. At the bottom, you see this option to create a private key. So I'm going to say create a new key, RSA, and I can give it 2048 or 4096. It's completely your choice. Whatever you're looking for, go ahead and select that option, and that's it. Go ahead and click on create. Successfully created the RSA private key, the Network Viking root. Say OK. Now make sure that there's nothing that you need to change in the other tabs as well. So you got the validity right here, the time range, 10 years, and so on. So all this got configured from the template that we created initially, right? So the rest of the stuff, it's the same as we configured, advanced, and that's it. I'm going to say OK. And it says successfully created the certificate, the Network Viking root. I say OK, the Network Viking root right here. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and create the intermediate certificate. I click on New Certificate, and then I go ahead and select the same template that I used for the root. So I say the Network Viking CA, and this time, this is the option that we're going to go for. So we're going to sign the intermediate certificate with the root certificate, right? Another thing, right now you'll find that nothing is applied, so you need to make sure that you click on this button which says Apply All. So once it's clicked, you'll find the other options are populated as well, the other tabs, right? That's it. Now let's go to the Subject tab and give it an internal name. So let's say, in my case, I'm going to go with the Network Viking Intermediate. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it in here. Perfect. I'm going to create a separate key for this one as well. I'm going to say generate a new key, the Network Viking Intermediate. For this one, I'm going to go with 4096 as well. So you see this option right here which says remember as default. Go ahead and select this if you want to use the intermediate certificate to go ahead and sign any future certificate signing requests. So I'm going to go ahead and say create and say OK. Now here, I don't have to change anything else. Extensions, I'm not going to change anything. It has the same time range as well, 10 years and so on. Usage, I don't want to change anything. Nothing here. Advanced, I say OK. The certificate will be longer valid than the signer. This is probably not what you want. That's OK. I'm going to say adjust date and time and continue. Perfect. Go ahead and expand using this option, and you'll find the intermediate certificate right here. So any new certificates that you're going to sign using the intermediate certificate will show up right here. You'll just have to expand and check the certificate. That's it. So let's go ahead and export these certificates one by one. So the first one, the root, go ahead and click on export. The first step is the name of the certificate and then the location of the certificate. If you want to change it, go ahead and click on these three dots button right here and then go ahead and change it if you want. I'm going to go with the default. The most important section of this window is the export format. I'll go with PAM. It's one of the safest formats in which you can export the certificate. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to do the same for the intermediate certificate as well. Click on export. I'm going to go with the defaults. I'm going to go with PAM and click on OK. So if you go to the location, you'll find the certificates right here. You have the intermediate, you have the root. I'm going to go ahead and upload these to secure access later on and try a couple things with RAVP and other stuff. I've copied these certificates, the root certificate and the intermediate certificate, to the PC where I want to show you how to add these to the trusted root store. So the first thing I'm going to show you, the easiest way would be to go ahead and double click on the certificate. So I've double clicked on the root certificate. I say open, and then you see right here it says this CA root certificate is not trusted, right? To enable trust, install the certificate in the Trusted Root Certification Authority store. The rest of the details for the certificate are already given. The certification path is a root certificate, the details, and so on. What you need to do is go ahead and click on this install certificate option right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Then say local machine. I say next. I say yes. And then I say place all certificates in the following store. I say browse and trusted root certification authorities. That's where I want to place it. I say okay. I say next. I say finish. That's it. Now, as soon as it's done, it's going to tell me, hey, it has been installed. There you go. The import was successful. I say okay, and I say okay right here. And then I double click on it again, and you'll find, I say open, right now, it did not say that it's not trusted. The certificate is intended for the following purposes, blah, 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 and it is trusted now. The certificate is okay that you see right here. And now, if I go ahead and double click on the intermediate certificate, you'll find that it doesn't say that it's not trusted. That is because the root certificate that signed the certificate is already trusted. So if I go to the certification path, it shows the root right here and then the intermediate. Now the intermediate is signed by the root certificate, and that's why uh, you don't see that. It says that hey, it's not trusted. So that's it. But you need to install the certificate. So you go ahead and say this local machines and next, the yes, and place, browse, and then intermediate certification authorities, and then say okay, next, finish. And once it's done, it'll say the import was successful. That's it. We're done. This is one of the easiest ways of doing it. You can also use MMC to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cover that up in the next video. I'm going to show this way as well, that way, and other things as well related to secure access. So stay tuned. If you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Like, share, comment. That helps a lot. Have a great time ahead. Goodbye.